So are you looking for some ideas and some things that you can do to save money in your budget? Well, I was able to save nearly $650 a month by cutting just a few things out of my budget. So today in this video, I'm going to go through some of the things that I cut out of my budget and how you can emulate and cut some of the same things out and see some big savings. Hi, I'm Josh, and if you're new to the channel, I make videos on ways that you can save, make money, and all things related to your finances. So if you're trying to save money and build your cash reserves, go ahead and click that red subscribe button until it turns gray, and that way you don't miss anything. So the first thing that I was able to do to save money in my budget was cutting back on my phone bill. I got rid of the additional add-ons, things like the data, the unlimited mobile hotspot. I normally stay on Wi-Fi connections wherever possible and available, especially whenever I'm at home, at work. That really helps cut down my data usage, and that way I know that I'm not going to go over. And another thing I did was to disable apps using my data in the background, because even if you're not using the internet whenever you're out and about on your phone, apps still might be using the data in the background. So what I did was took my phone, turned them off, and now it will only pull that data whenever I'm using that particular app. And one thing that really helped out, and I was really able to save a lot of money, and you will be able to do this too, and that's simply to stop going into contracts with these companies. When you're not under contract, then you can negotiate some really good deals because they know that you are not bound by any agreement. I was able to shave off over $50 on my bill every month by making these minor cutbacks. Speaking of phones, another way that I was able to save money in my budget was getting rid of my phone insurance. So I was leasing an iPhone from the company, and I was paying nearly $45 per month, and that was over 18 months. So I signed up for the company's total equipment protection, which cost me another $20 per month. And if my phone would have broken, or if I dropped it and it got cracked, the deductible for this insurance plan was nearly $300. And I was doing this for 3 different lines. So I was able to save $135 a month just by canceling my phone insurance. We were able to get rid of our 3rd car. So Keisha and I, we had a 3rd car a few years ago. But after a few months of having that car, we decided to sell it, and it was due to the additional costs on this car that we were ditching out every single month. It was an older car, so even when we sold it, we only got about $3,500 for it. So we went back and used that $3,500 to knock out some debt. But not only were we able to knock out debt, we start seeing an increase in our budget of about $150 as well. Because at this point, we didn't have to pay for maintenance, we didn't have to pay for gas, we didn't have to pay for car insurance, taxes, registration, and all of the other fun expenses that will come with the car. And it's even after we sold this car, I had people asking me,
so what are you gonna do for another car? Because you know you need a spare car.
But not having an extra car, we were able to save about $1,800 a year. In other words, if one of our cars go down, we have another car and we can carpool. But if it's a situation where we can't carpool, we now have additional money in our savings that will cover a rental car if we need it. And another way that I'm able to save money in my budget is that I look for ways to reduce my insurance premiums. I know people out there who stay with the same insurance company for years, and that's not always the best idea. Despite that they feel that it's loyalty incentives, most insurance carriers that I found out that they will slowly increase the rates on you because they are counting on their customers to be too lazy to shop around, just to be honest. One year I was able to lower my homeowner's insurance by nearly $800, and that's just for going out there and shopping around. I use an insurance broker where every year they automatically run the numbers for me to ensure that I'm getting the best rates out there. And not only do they run the numbers, I still do my own research as well. And while everyone else's insurance rates are going up, mine is going down. And if mine is not going down, typically they just stay the same. And another thing that I do to save money when it comes to insurance is by increasing my deductibles. If you have a good driving record, if you have no claims out there in the last few years, you probably can save up to $800 by increasing your deductible, just say from $500 to $1,000. And what I do to save money with that is I put my deductible in a savings account. So if I need it, it's gonna be there. Well, it really beats paying more just to pay less later. In reality, you are paying more in the long run whenever you have a lower deductible. Another thing that I cut out of my budget in order to save money was canceling my newspaper subscriptions. So I used to pay for newspaper subscriptions, and that way I could take advantage of the coupons that were in the paper, and that way I hopefully was saving money. After I looked back at it in retrospect, it was kind of silly of me to take out a subscription just to get the coupons in order to think I was saving money. And I really didn't read the paper whenever I bought it for the news anyway. So after I began cutting this out of my budget, I began to use digital coupons, which I got from the manufacturer's website, or you can even get it on the store's website for free. Now, even whenever it comes to the news, I just Google it and I make sure that it's from a reliable source, and I get my news for free as well. So I was able to save nearly $20 a month just by cutting this subscription out of my budget. And another item that I cut out of my budget to help save money, I would say it would be clothing. I really didn't understand, and sometimes I still don't understand, why people go out and spend hundreds of dollars every month on new clothes. People are out there buying new clothes like it's a perishable item. I'm still wearing clothes today that I bought from 10 years ago, and I still look good in it. So Keisha, tell me. And I used to budget $100 every single month for clothes. But even whenever I do buy new clothes, it's nowhere near $100. I mean, I can go to Goodwill or go to the clearance rack at Target and get a nice shirt for $5.99. And sometimes I go in there feeling myself, I might splurge a little bit and buy 2 of them. But that's still not even close to $100. And whenever I do that, that's not even every month. I tend to buy clothes that's not in season. I mean, how many people are really out there looking for a sweater in July? Also, I am so fortunate to have family members with good taste. So a lot of times when they're getting rid of their clothes, normally they will pass it to me to see what I want out of that. Another way that I was able to save money in my budget was by canceling my gym membership. Not because I wasn't using the gym membership, because I started thinking about all of the money that I could be saving. I was paying $45 a month, and that was for Keisha and me, and an additional $15 a month for the kids to go to the kid club just to play and watch movies. But after paying $60 a month going to the gym, I started to work out at home. When you think about it, I was saving nearly $720 a year by just doing my own exercises at home for free. Another thing that I made up in my mind to do in order to help me save money in my budget was to cut off my music streaming service. I love listening to music. I love sitting at the piano, and I just love making music. It took me some time, but I knew that if I wanted to get ahead, that I had to cut off my music streaming service. I even tried to convince myself to keep it by telling myself that it's
only $10 a month.
But at the end of the day, I knew that I was paying almost $120 a year for something that I could get for free. So I started using Pandora and Spotify. They had commercials, but I mean, it was for free anyway, right? And this also applies for cable TV as well. I used to pay $60 a month for cable TV, but now I save by using Hulu, which is included and provided by my cell phone company at no additional cost. And I save on premium channels like HBO, which is provided by my internet service at no additional cost as well, as long as I stay with that company. And I began to save a lot of money whenever I started cutting my own grass. I used to pay a company to take care of my grass, and I would pay them a base charge of $120. And if I wanted extra things done around the yard, like the hedges being cut or weeds being pulled, I had to pay more for those services. One day I got an electric lawnmower that I saw online for a really good price. I'm talking about $100. So it paid for itself in less than a month. Another item that I cut out of my budget, and now I'm saving money on this as well, is I began cutting my own hair. So before I started cutting my own hair, I was paying $25 every time I went to the barbershop. I went to the barbershop twice a month, so therefore if I was spending $50 every month just for a haircut, not including the tip. The clippers that you see me cutting with cost $100, so it paid for itself in about 2 months. So what are some of the things that you are doing to cut money out of your budget? Leave those in the comment section below. Check out more videos right over there on ways that you can save, make money, and all things related to your finances. And I will see you in the next video.